Alright everyone, and welcome back to Wbel. So we are now in week number 2 of the playoffs. So in this video we're going to see two series. So the first one is myself against Alkor, and the next one is going to be MacRain against Turambar. So it's going to be fully packed. I wish that you're not batting an eye because it's going to be very exciting to see. So let's check those out. Alright, so here we have numero 80 against Alkor. So on numero's side we have Rain, 9 of Rune, Stern, and Shuzel. On Alkor's side we have Raf, Lucia, and Ryu. So let's see how it went.
Alright. I'm really excited to see this match. My two guildies facing off. It's kind of bittersweet. What made you decide to go with this team over the Skahal one? 'Cause that's the one I was actually kind of expecting you to bring against Alkor's lineup.
Oh, for not facing that comp I'm seeing.
That is completely fair.
I was relieved when I saw the Raf, but not when I saw the two gunners. And not when I saw that damage.
Oh, that was insane. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
This one is the most disappointing one.
Well,
because
yeah,
like you can see, they are pretty tanky against magical, and they can deal a lot of damage to that Raf, but in no way they were I was expecting Mesa at this. So yeah, it's pretty rough at this point. I'm pretty sure that I'm losing, but we don't know yet.
Yeah. We'll say, like I said, the Raf didn't do too much damage. I mean, she did a decent amount, but she's also tanking the damage pretty well. So getting to these ranged units, oh, the reflex. Well, that's just need a few more of those. But yeah, but like to the ranged units, I don't see how they're not going to be able to do this. But stranger things have happened. Like I said, reflex does exist. So if you can get over to if you can get over to them in time before they take you down.
I only need one hit.
Exactly.
And now I have the courage.
Oh, okay. So, well, no, okay. I actually kind of like this now.
But both are
I mean, they have
hasted.
haste.
Yes.
I know. So they have haste, which is scary. And I don't think Ryu really has AOE's, does he? I think he's mostly single target. Yeah. But oh, that was enough.
9k.
Okay, Stern, can you make it? Oh no. He needed one more turn. Well, does he have he has reflex though, right? No, he has never mind, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah. I was thinking the other one. All right. Well, yep, that was difficult. Like I was not expecting that amount of damage. I know, like I said, I know you weren't preparing for it, but seeing Ryu deal 6,000 damage, like Lucia, I've seen her enough that I knew that she can deal some damage, but seeing Ryu deal 6,000, that was surprising for me. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, it was really hard to see. Rain was supposed to rush in and disturb any buffing. Of course, I thought that he would use a Machery because of all the lightning threats I have in my roster, but he decided to use that little pocket that this map gives, and then like you saw, they're pretty well protected there. So it's really rough to be able to pierce it and reach them, and Alkor did a really great job to protect them until the end.
Yeah, that was very smart, because like I said, when I first saw this map, I think ranged units, I think high ground. So I did see the ranged units in Alkor's roster, but I would have thought he would have positioned them similar to where you had your DPS position, so that they could get advantage on the high ground. But it looks like, I mean, maybe Alkor expected that, and that's why he swapped it up so that the tank went on that side instead. But either way, it worked out very, very well for him. And like I said, I'm excited to see what adjustments you make for match 2.
Oh, he expected Skull for this match.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Maybe he expected you to run Skahal on the high ground, maybe, which also is, I'm not sure. I don't know, because like I said, the tank positioning was perfect for him.
Yeah.
In terms of how your team was lined up.
Yes, also the fact is that on the lower ground you're more open, there's no statue to protect you, so I think that he probably expected that I would use the higher ground just because of this. When you're protected by the statues, you don't get shot on the first turn.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, and that's why he used the two gunners hasted, because the only way to kill Skull is to lap him and to kill him before he gets heals. That was the strategy.
I see. Okay. That makes a little more sense.
So for game number 2, what I wanted to do was to bring more single target resistance. So I decided to go with the same team.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna argue until I see results. So, I mean, a lot more single target resistance should definitely help out. Because like I said, especially if Rain can tank like 2 more hits, that could be huge. Oh, and I see Alkor actually swapped the positioning of his tank.
Yes, on my face again.
Yeah, but I think that's actually good for your side, because that was one of the things that your DPS units didn't get a chance to buff, and they spent like 4 turns hitting Raph. Meanwhile, your tank died in 2. So the fact that your DPS are able to get some buffs off, or a buff off in the case of shoot cells. Yeah. But yeah, get some buffs off and not be in the direct line of damage right off the bat.
Jamming trust.
Yeah, that's surprising. Not expecting to see that from Ryu. And the slow landing too, that's huge. So this is looking so much better on your end. There's a lot less damage. The slow is unfortunate, but he's going next, which, I mean, a stop and a kill, that's... there's not really much more you can ask for from Shutzelt, so...
Hey, an eye for an eye.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? Like I said, even if Shutzelt doesn't get us another turn this whole match, I think he's done his job pretty well. That one barrier taking that hit from Knight of Rune Stern, and yep, as expected, the one-hit KO on the Lucia. Not... I would have been a little bit more surprised if you didn't one-shot her. And yeah, I don't really see a way that Alkor got his way out of that one.
I will say that I was pretty proud to have beat him with the exact same formation with such a different result. The key for this one is really the single target resist I added to Rain. He had like 0 at first. On the battlefield, he had 68, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that's a huge change up. And like I said, I think that, and then for me also, like I said, the positioning of Alkor changing his Raph's positioning. Like I said, maybe he expected you to swap your unit's positioning as well. I definitely think that was a much worse spot for the Raph to be compared to game 1. I think you still would have won because that single target resistance was just massive enough for Rain to, I mean, even with the Raph also hitting him, only took half health. So he definitely would have been able to tank for quite a while. Yeah. But I mean, I think if Raph was able to tank your other 2 units on the other side, it would have been closer, but I still definitely would have given the edge to you.
And now from this point, I'm like, okay, he won't use Ryu for the next match. I know he's going to bring Perrine to try to destroy that Rain the fastest possible. But if he brings Perrine, I'll have Shutzelt. And I'm really confident on that team. I think it's a good all-around team that will be able to deal that with his Mace team in case he brings it, because also there's a big possibility that he'll think that I'll switch to a Skull, so bring Machery. So that was my thinking for the next fight. So let's see what we ended up bringing both.
Hey, I'm actually surprised. Like I said, if you are so confident that he's going to bring Perrine, I'm surprised you didn't consider bringing Skahal, but I mean, just like you said, there is the Queen Machery, so
here's the thing. He asked me if I was willing to do the match in 15 minutes after the
oh, okay, I see. So yeah, I wouldn't swap it up. I mean, like I said, with how well your team did last fight around, I definitely wouldn't make a 15-minute swap to try and do some Skahal team.
So I was more preoccupied at where do I place Rain and the 2 great sword users than thinking like should I use Kaal against. On that moment I was like, okay, I prepped so much with this team, I know their limits, I know where they're good against, and it's so well oiled that I'm pretty confident that I could take on his team even with Perrine. So I decided to go with this team anyway. And on his side, they decided to switch to Mish, Machery, and Perrine. I think team that I absolutely didn't see coming because the DC configuration is kind of odd. But
I was about to say the exact same thing.
And I'll let you see how it ended.
All right. I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, I love Mish as a unit. I love getting to see him because he can deal some crazy damage, and not only that, there's always the threat of a toad, so you always have to keep that in mind. And I mean, he has non-elemental damage. He has really strong, just single target damage. He can break barriers with Flare, which could be really bad against Knight of Rune's Stern. But the Keen Blade might mean that, okay, Mish still doesn't get a chance before Shed Cells. I was gonna say, the Keen Blade might mean that Mish just dies. Rain coming in, dealing a good 3.5 thousand damage to Queen Moschery before she even gets a chance, but at least she gets her re-raise off. Oh, and then the reflex. Well, so maybe Mish actually doesn't get to do anything this game. Yep, as figured. He can deal some damage, but he cannot take it, so... But I mean, even though like I said, the flare might have done a lot of damage, might have popped the courage, but at the same time, he had the courage up, so you still would have lived. But the real key is going to be able to see how much damage this how much damage this rain takes. And
yeah, I think it was max damage.
Yep, max damage from the pre, which is expected. He's weak against strike and water, and then Queen Moschery doing the follow up with a strike-based magic attack. So. Yeah, it was really hard for Rain to survive that one.
So no slow, no stop, and Stern cannot reach.
Just some fair wotive right here. Just no stats effects, just straight damage. All right, breaking that barrier on Stern. Alkor would have definitely liked to see that gone before the LB came out, but let's see how much damage the 4. Ooh, that's a good chunk of damage, but... Oh my gosh. So it's close. It is coming down to the wire here.
No AP.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so Nailbiter. Who does she go after? I feel like she'll go after the Shed Cell because he has more health. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is close. And then no AP. Oh, she has enough. Oh my goodness.
Just enough. She has 0 AP right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think she had enough for an attack, but yeah, I guess she had 14 for Upsurge. Wow.
Do you remember that every fight Shuzol starts with 1 buff and then he doesn't buff the second turn?
Yes.
It's because his skills prioritization is so bad that it prioritizes anything over this courage buff. So in the end I decided to turn everything off. By default I was setting on his soldier job because it has paralyzing edge. I forgot to switch it to a knight because I didn't need a guaranteed hit moves. It would have given him another TP buff, so he didn't add AP at this time. Also, another mistake I've made, I didn't use curl on Shuzel. It will have given him more water resistance and strike resistance. I usually put curl on him, and I forgot to put him back on him. It was another thing that will really have mattered. Otherwise, I was really happy with all the third fight win in general. I think that with those minor changes, the fate of the match could have been swapped the other way around. It was a really intense match. I'm not mad at all at Alkor. Of course, it was a little deceiving because I ended up with such a good record for the regular season. But in the same time, I'm really relieved that I won't have the burden to prep against Turambar and MacRain to lose 0-2 anyway. So.
Hey, and if there's anybody to lose to, at least it's a fellow guildie, you know? So now we, because like I said, at this point in time, Alkor is the last remaining Lucius member in the tournament. So he gets our whole spirit bomb behind him. So yeah, no, it was a very close match, a very tight match. I agree with you. Any sort of like slight toggles definitely could have made the end result so much different. And like I said, even if you did turn on that 1 buff, like I said, there's no knowing where Alkor was going to place his units. There could have been a chance you might not have gotten the courage buff off. It could have just been, yeah, it was just very tight. Once again, it's the kind of matches I love to see. I love it when it comes down to like the last hit, because that means both players have tested very rigorously and know their stuff. So it's like I said, good clean motive that I love to see. No crazy status effects, reflex nonsense.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I know he prepped a lot and that he really wanted to beat me.
And like I said, all the matches definitely showed, especially like I said, the huge difference between how fight 1 went and versus fight 2 went in your favor. Just night and day difference, the huge adaptation, and it just once again goes to show the level of prep you guys put in. Everyone's putting in their all these playoffs.
Do you know what's the worst?
What?
He told me after the fight that he really wanted to bring back the gun team again because he thought that I would switch to Skull.
That was the the little devil on the shoulder talking to say use the gun team, but he decided no, I'll just bring the Marine, which ended up working out well for him because the gun team definitely would not have worked out well for him based off of how round 2 went.
So that was our series. Like you said, it was so damn close and entertaining, and I'm just relieved now. I'm happy with how it went, and I will continue to support Alkor until the end.
Same here, obviously.
So congratulations, Alkor.
Yep, congratulations, Alkor, and GG to both players.
Alright, so series number 2, we have Turambar against MacRain. So on Turambar's side, we have Miriluk, Alphonse, and Raldor. On MacRain's side, we have Yerma, Sadali, and Valade. So let's check this out.
Alright, this is a matchup I have been really excited for, and the teams that they chose do not disappoint. The full strike team coming out from Turambar and the duo Wind. But yeah, they are head-to-head against each other. I don't know if MacRain's going to be able to get off any buffs. Nope. Not in the beginning. Turambar was able to get off 2 at least, so that's huge on his side. But the confused Al is massive. Just like that damage.
It's what I thought. Yerma might not be in range, but the others, yes. But the confusion is really huge.
Yeah, especially since Valade won't attack here, which means he will not break that confusion.
And he's able to heal in time. So next we have a confused Alphonse hitting Miriluk.
Oh.
And next we have a Sadali again. So what is he channeling? Rush Die My Fate. Okay, so a lot of damage on both units. Surge Strike, okay, killing that Sadali in one shot. It didn't add time to pull off his re-raise. So next we have Valade, probably full life though. Yes, so is it working?
Okay,
yes, it is. Okay, so it's really big. So now we have Yerma. Big damage, Raving Axe, yes, killing that Raldor in one go. Next we have Miriluk. So let's see our level of damage. Search. Oh, again.
It's like I did it once, I'll do it again.
Yes.
How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
So now we have Alphonse. Okay, so about 6k damage, but the slow can be really huge. Now we have Valade. He doesn't have 2 shots of full life, unfortunately, so he's going to go with Kurata. Okay, so Yerma's able to go again. Ribbon Axe. Oh wow, killing that Alphonse. So now it's a 2v1 for MacRain. Next is Miriluk. Better do a lot of damage. Surge Strike, killing that Valade in one go. Okay, so it is a 1v1 from this point.
Oh, she gets to go.
She has to go. Conquering Blow.
Oh.
She's so damn fast. Or Miriluk is so damn slow.
Because I was very scared with that damage that Miriluk was putting out and the slow on Yerma. I thought that Yerma was definitely going to get lapped. But yeah, Yerma being able to take that right there was massive.
Yeah, that was a really incredible fight. The luck of beginning head-to-head on this map, it's really unfortunate for both players.
Oh yeah, for sure. I doubt either player prepared for that or was expecting that. But like I said, I actually had it favored for Turambar in the beginning because he was able to at least get a couple buffs off. But that, like I said, that initial confusion that not only stopped Alphonse from being able to deal some damage, but he ran all the way to the back line to hit Miriluk, leaving Raldor completely exposed. So that was huge over on MacRain's side. So what do you think Turambar is going to switch up for the next round?
Oh, I think he might go for Edward this time, but I don't know. With Valade around, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, because he has that buff that gives both the ice and wind resistance. So, I mean, going wind is scary. Going ice is a little less so because the elemental advantage, but still the ice res from Valade. I could see a Laswell. I could see potentially going. I actually see the
Jaden.
Jaden. Yeah,
Yes.
the Jaden on the high ground, especially if MacRain keeps the same positioning,
Mhm.
and having Jaden up on the high ground on the left side while the tank's on the low ground. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, definitely because this map has this little protective pocket in which Jaden could be really comfortable. I could really see that. Honestly, I think that Jaden's will be my goal for next match.
That sounds good to me too.
Let's check this out. Alright, so we have the same formation coming from MacRain on Turambar side. Same formation. Okay.
Well, yeah, though I will say, it looks like they changed up their positionings. In fact, it looks like they both changed to the exact same spot. They're like, we do not want to start head-to-head on either side of the map, so we are going to make sure our buffs get off.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah, let's see, because I am curious to see, because whenever it's head-to-head, it's always a little iffy in terms of, you know, what's going to end up happening. But with the full buffs off, I feel like that's like the full showcase of the team. And that Dragon's Bloodline, getting the Charm res off, is going to be huge.
Yeah, all
Potentially
units
huge.
got time to buff this time.
Yep. There's the Protect buff coming out, which will also be huge, coming out from the all-physical team.
Absolutely.
From MacRain.
So now Marilou, Momentum, so she's going to have Ace. Next we have Alphonse, Boulder. Okay, so really not a lot of damage on that Yerma. So next we have Valade. What kind of buff is he going to apply? So we have, okay, so Wind and Ice resist. Next we have Yerma. Can she one-shot someone? Ripping Axe. Okay, so about 6k damage on that Alphonse. Next we have Raldor, so physical shield going forward. Next Marilou. Is she in range? Yes, Surge Strike. And okay, a lot less damage this time.
Yeah.
Now
I think
we
subtlety will definitely be the key here, because
Yes.
both, I think all of them have like physical barriers. At
Oh.
least the Al and the Raldor do.
So nearly killing all the units. Valide probably won't be attacking. So we have Kurada. So alright, a little bit more support on that Yerma. Is she going? Okay, she don't have the AoE, but she
Okay.
can kill that Alphonse. That's really big. So now we have Raldor going forward. Is he in range? Probably able to kill that Valade. Yes, and one go. Next we have Marilou. So she. Okay, again, not a lot of the damage from her side. Unfortunately, it's not looking good for Turambar. So next we have Yerma. Let's see her damage. Breathing Axe. Nearly killing at Raldor, but it is at doors at death doors.
Yeah.
So Demon Purger killing that that Salary. So it's a 1v1, but I think that Yerma will be able to clean house. Yes. Okay. Wow. So it was
Yeah.
a really fast series.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a 2-0, but the second match especially, I mean, both matches were actually pretty close. But the second match especially, like I said, I really like to see the showcase when both players are able to get their buffs off, because I feel like that's, you know, what both players plan for. That you get to see their full strategy in action, and I think that's like, I don't know, for me that's like the peak of gameplay. Is when it's head to head, it's a lot more of a panic sort of situation of like, I really hope this unit lands a SAS effect or a reflex or something crazy like that. So getting to see that both players with all their buffs up. But yeah, even at Sottily, we saw Marilou do damage cap against the Sottily in the first match after the re-raise, and before the re-raise I think she still did like 9,000, whereas this time she did about half of his health, maybe even a little less.
5-6k.
So yeah, so it was definitely a huge difference with the buffs there, and letting Valade get all of his buffs off with the Protect, which I think was huge, and having him cure instead of having the full life. Yeah, it was night and day difference in terms of with the buffs on versus off.
Yeah, Sadly played a major role on this fight again. That Yerma, man, MacRain showcasing Yerma like she's a 100 cost unit again. That's so incredible to see.
Oh yeah, like I said, even though I've been on the receiving end of the Yerma, I always am cheering for it whenever I see it get pulled out. It's a unit that, in fact, before MacRain, I don't know if I've ever seen in PvP. So getting to see her is always a treat. In fact, like I said in the beginning, Al and Raldor both having physical barriers, I thought it was going to be really rough for her to deal damage. I mean, her first attack still did 6,000 against Al, which is really impressive. So yeah, getting to see her showcase has always been great.
Alright, so next match we're going to have Alkor against MacRain. So we have the Battle of the Philippines.
It should make the scheduling a lot easier.
Yeah. Alkor said to me that if it was MacRain, he was sad that they couldn't fight in the grand final to ensure that it's going to be at least one Filipino winning the WBL.
Oh, that's great.
Alright, I can't wait for this match. Next is going to be the Enthusiast Division Series.
I'm excited to see. Like I said, that's my division, so I've gotten to play against all those players, so I get to know a little bit more about what's going on over there.
Alright, so GG to both players and congratulations to MacRain.
Yep, GG to both players.
Alright, and see you in the next video.